Good morning, guys. We are from Group 6. Would like to explain or introduce our planning of learning. Before that, let me to introduce my member of Group 6. The first is Luhututika Mizuno with student ID number 211202116 and 4. And the next is Ikhlas Firdaus with student ID number 2112021 and 6. And the last is Mika Dewa Dharma Putra with student ID number 2112021 and 7 and 1. This is our topic today is a report text with management for teaching is small group work, and the method we use is problem-based learning, and the activity we do in this simulation is discussion. And our learning objective is students are able to identify report text and structure of report text, purpose of report text, analysis characteristic of report text. And the next is students are able to explain difference in social function structure in text. And the last is students are able to explain phenomena they encounter. And the next will be explained by my friend. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Bayu. Let's begin to the opening of learning activities. For the teacher, the teacher greets the students, then the teacher and students pray before starting the lesson. And the third is the teacher checks student attendance. Fourth, the teacher explains the learning objectives or competencies to be achieved. And then asking students opinions, like, do you know what report text is? Have you ever made it? And what objects have you encountered that you can use as report text? And have you ever made it, or how do you make it? And for the learners, students answer and follow appropriate instruction, and student answer the question given by the teacher. Student observe the surrounding area and identify the report text according to the surrounding object. Okay, next. And the core for the learning activities, the teacher, for the first is ask student to observe surrounding objects to be used as the DOM of the report text, and ask student to find out about the structure, function, and purpose of the text. Third is after that, student presented their work, and the teacher asked their understanding of the material. Next is question and answer session. And the last is ask student conclude what they have learned. And for the learner, student discuss with their groups and produce a work. And student take part in a question and answer, discussion, and summarize relate learning. Next. And the last is closing. For the first, for the teacher, give appreciation to the work of all groups and give reflection by asking, what do you like most about this material? And what do you think about today's lesson? And next is give homework to student, read or watch videos related to report text and then analyze it. The last is the teacher close the class with a prayer and closing greeting. And for the learners, the first is student participate in reflection, give impression and message. Next is student listen carefully to the teacher's instruction on assignment. Third is student listen to the teacher's explanation about the next learning material. And the last is student follow the closing prayer and say the closing greetings.
Okay, that's all about our planning of learning. Thank you for your attention.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Okay, now in this lesson, English education, I will be explain about the new material. But before I start to explain, before I start to explain, as usual, let's play together. All right, pray, start. Okay, pray, stop, or done. Everyone is attend in this class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, now let's start my explanation about report text. But before I start to explain about report text, the new topic that will be explained right now, I want to ask you, do you know what report text it is?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Miss.
You can raise your hand if you want to answer this question. First, Krishna.
Okay, thank you for the time, Miss. I think the report text often also known as informational report is a kind of text that includes a piece of information about an event or situation. I think that's all from me, Miss. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Krishna. Next, who want to explain? Okay, you can, Bayu, please.
In my opinion, a report text is a text that provides information related to an object, which can be animal, place, event, or something else in general and in accordance with the state of the object. That's all about me.
Okay, thank you, Bayu. The other, who want to answer?
May I, ma'am?
Yes, you can, class.
Okay, so report text is a type of text that describes the details of an object. Details in this text are scientific details, which include the description of objects, both physical and non-physical, from scientific facts about the objects. That's all, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, in class. The other? All right, if no one want to answer, the other, I will be continue to explain about this theory or this material. Firstly, I'm going to explain about the definition of report text. Report text is one type of text in English that describes the details of an object. The explanation in the report text is the result of observation, research, and studies on various things. Next slide. I will be explaining about the purpose or of this report text. So, report text is also known as an informational report, which linguistically has a function to provide information about an event or situation after an investigation has been carried out and through various considerations. Next slide. I will be explaining about the structure of the report text. So the report text have two structure. The first structure is general classification. So general classification means statements that describe the common subject of the report, common description, and classification. The structure number, I'm sorry, the second structure is description. Description means tells that the phenomenon under discussion in terms of part, qualities, habits, or behaviors. This section gives us an overview of commonly occurring phenomenon, either of its parts, its properties, habits, or behavior. The point is presenting elaboration of scientific classification. Next slide. I will be telling you about the characteristic of this text. This text contains scientific facts the title text look more general, using simple present tense for the language, and the characteristic and the last characteristics, this classification. Okay, next text. Okay, next slide. Next slide, I will be telling you about the example of report text. You can read this example for 5 minutes. All right, it's already 5 minutes. Have you already read the text?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if all are already finished reading the text, now I want to ask to you all, what do you know what is the conclusion of this material that I already explained to you about report text? Anyone who want to answer?
May I, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so today's lesson talks about definition, purpose, structure, characteristic, and example of report text, which is the definition of report text is one type of text is describes the details of an object, and the purpose of report text is to provide information about an event or situation after an investigation has been carried out and though various consideration. That's all, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Iqbas. The others who want to answer my question about the conclusion of this of today's presentation?
I really like this material because we know about report text and the structure about report text. There's a characteristic report text, so we can make report text in the next meeting maybe, or we can have experience about report text if the teacher told us for making a report text. And
Okay, Bayu, thank you for your answer. Anyone? Because no one want to answer other than Bayu. So I will be end our presentation, our meeting for today. Before I end the meeting for today, as usual, because we start the meeting with praise, so I will be end the meeting with praise. Now, everyone ready? Praise start. Praise so because no one to answer other than Bayu, so I will be explain to you about the assignment that you are going to create, and the due date is next week. For the assignment is, for every student you can make report text. It's free for you. You can type the report text, or you can explain the report text with the videos. You can tell the report text from the videos. And the report text is about moment that's happened in around the environment. You can report about animals around you, and also you can report about the situation around you. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, clear.
Okay, everyone is clear. Thank you. Okay, if it's already clear, I will be end the presentation.